Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? No, oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And if you know somebody that lacks common sense. Okay, good. Now, can I show you somebody that has less common sense than that person you're thinking of? This is Andy, the former CEO of a company called Astronomer. And this is Andy cheating on his wife with the HR of that company.
US tech company says its chief executive has resigned after getting caught on camera embracing a female co-worker at a Coldplay concert.
This guy is my father.
After the video started spreading, the mom reportedly took the kids to their grandparents' house to stay away from the drama.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. So the Astronomer CEO's life just got flipped upside down. His wife cleaned him out in the divorce, leaving him flat broke, humiliated, and scrambling for a way to claw back some dignity. And guess how he decided to fight back? By dragging Coldplay into court. Now here's where it gets wild. Suing Coldplay might be the single dumbest legal gamble he could make. Because if he loses, and legal insiders say there's a good chance he will, he won't just lose his career and what's left of his assets. He'll torch his reputation for good. People close to him say he's already spiraling, having full-blown meltdowns since his wife took everything. But this lawsuit, it's make or break. Either he redeems himself, or he becomes the industry's permanent punchline. And the big question hanging over all of this, why on earth did he really sue Coldplay? Is this some elaborate setup to destroy him? Did Coldplay genuinely wreck his life? Or was his fall from grace already set in motion long before the first court filing?
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? No, oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Here's the part that made jaws drop. The Astronomer CEO, Andy Byron, shot to viral infamy after being caught locking lips with another woman at a Coldplay concert. And the video spread like wildfire. The backlash hit instantly and hard. But the real nightmare started after that, because his wife wasted zero time before calling up her divorce lawyer. And honestly, can you blame her? A scandal on that level is not something that any marriage can fully recover from. And his wife, Megan Kerrigan, knew this all too well. The moment the news hit, she fled their $1.4 million home in Northborough, Massachusetts, and went to hide out at their $2.4 million main mansion. Now, she did this in part to escape the press and nosy people, but according to sources close to her, she also did this because she just couldn't stand to be anywhere near Andy. Multiple family members were spotted going in and out of the main mansion, but Andy, he was nowhere to be found. Oh, but it gets worse. According to reports, Megan was holding crisis talks about her marriage while she was hiding out at the main mansion.
Has now allegedly been exposed by his own son on TikTok.
This guy is my father.
After the video started spreading, the mom reportedly took the kids to their grandparents' house to stay away from the drama.
And this is because my mom was like, okay, we're out of here. Like, right when that video came out, she was like, we're out of here.
The CEO has been messaging his son nonstop, asking for forgiveness.
The woman the woman he was like hugging has sent us like multiple apologies. She even wanted to talk to my mom in person. Obviously, like, why?
The son allegedly agreed to have dinner with his dad, where the CEO gave him designer items and $400 in cash to say sorry.
My dad has also been sending multiple apologies to my mom, and has obviously I already said he's been texting me. I don't know what.
And that's when she hit Andy with the news. She was divorcing him. Oh, and this wasn't about to be some quiet, amicable, both sides want the best for each other situation. Megan made it clear she was going to make Andy pay for hurting and embarrassing her publicly. And boy, did she make good on her promise to show how serious she was about this. She first deleted Byron from her Facebook name and left it as her maiden name. Then she decided to delete the account altogether, but she didn't stop there. Within a few days, Megan had started talking with a divorce lawyer and laying out all the terms she wanted out of the divorce. And guys, she wanted to clean him out. So what did the divorce really entail? How much does Andy Byron really stand to lose? And this is where the saga really explodes. The divorce papers didn't just arrive. They hit like a midnight ambush, catching Andy Byron completely off guard. The official reason? Infidelity and an irremediable breakdown of the marriage. Translation: she's done, and she's putting his cheating on legal record. Now here's the kicker. Under Massachusetts marital law, Megan's already looking at walking away with at least 50% of Byron's fortune. But she's aiming way higher than that. She's reportedly gunning for every single property they own, the bulk of their luxury cars, a major slice of his stock portfolio, all the art.
One where that CEO was all cuddled up with his head of HR and got caught on the Jumbotron. My favorite part is when they notice the whole arena sees them. He drops to the ground like he just got shot, and the woman runs and hides. Not a good move. All the while, their coworker is trying their best to keep a straight face. While the arena laughed, Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, called the shot heard around the world when he said either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Well, you'll never guess which it was. Turns out that Astronomer CEO Andy Byron is worth an estimated $70 million, and his wife, who was notably not in the video, has already dropped her name on social media profiles and deleted her Facebook. Sounds like a divorce is on the horizon. Illinois is a no-fault divorce state, meaning this affair won't impact the case in either way. However, without a prenup, Andy may be writing a check to his wife larger than his public embarrassment in the very near future.
And a jaw-dropping child support payout since they share 2 kids. And remember, this is before we even factor in any prenup clauses. Here's where it gets juicy. Insiders are whispering about a possible no infidelity clause in their prenuptial agreement, meaning if either spouse got caught cheating, they'd leave with almost nothing. If that's legit, Andy could be staring down the ultimate humiliation, walking out of this marriage with barely more than the clothes on his back. And let's not forget, Andy Byron isn't some random guy off the street. His exact net worth has never been made public, but estimates put it anywhere between $20 million and $70 million. Which means this divorce isn't just personal, it's a financial bloodbath. With this divorce, he might not even have $1 million to his name when it's all done. And that doesn't even begin to factor in his lawyer's fees and all the money he has been losing since he's not currently working. As y'all might have heard, Byron had to resign from his position as CEO of Astronomer while the company investigated the kiss cam incident. Since then, he has been bleeding a ton of money since he still has to pay his regular bills despite not working. Mind you, his job paid $500,000 a year. What's really interesting about this whole scandal is the number of experts that have been commenting on every angle. A manager of a leading PR firm recently told Newsweek that Byron's resignation will have an immediate financial impact. He added if his compensation package included unvested stock options or performance-related bonuses, stepping down is likely to be very costly. If a divorce follows and no prenuptial agreement exists, that could also significantly impact his net worth, particularly if marital assets include company equity. So that should really give you an idea of just how bad things are looking for him right now. But wait, it gets even worse. To give you a little bit of context, what made the Moment Astronomer CEO kiss cam moment go viral was the fact that the moment they realized the camera had panned to them, they broke apart and started panicking in front of the whole world. And just when the flames couldn't get any hotter, Coldplay's own frontman, Chris Martin, casually tossed gasoline on the fire, hinting in that now viral clip that Andy Byron and the mystery woman might be having an affair. That one little moment sent the internet into overdrive. The second the footage hit social media, it exploded. Within hours, Twitter was drowning in jokes, roasts, and endless memes. People were breaking down the kiss cam video frame by frame like it was a crime scene, turning it into GIFs that spread like wildfire. Over on TikTok, creators were dropping reaction videos, side-by-side breakdowns, and caught in 4K edits that racked up millions of views. But the internet never stops at the surface. It went full detective mode. Soon, everyone knew not just Andy's name, but every personal detail they could dig up. And that's when the real shocker came out. Andy Byron and the woman he was caught with, Kristen Cabot, were both married, and not in a "we're separated" kind of way. Nope. Both were supposedly happily married to other successful spouses, or so it seemed. Now sure, there's no official confirmation that Andy and Kristen were actually having an affair, but let's be real. Watch that clip. Their body language screams, something to hide. 2 co-workers grabbing a coffee, totally fine. But 2 co-workers at a Coldplay concert, leaning in, all snuggled up on the kiss cam. There's nothing professional about that. And here's the kicker. Now that Megan is divorcing Andy and stripping him of nearly everything, that clip makes it nearly impossible for him to deny the rumors. He can say what he wants in court, but proving he wasn't having an affair, that's a battle he's already lost in the court of public opinion. And here's where the scandal went from messy to catastrophic. The internet outrage was already boiling. But the moment people realized Kristen Cabot wasn't just some random concert buddy, she was the head of HR at Astronomer, everything exploded. Suddenly, this wasn't just a caught cheating moment, it was a full-blown workplace ethics nightmare. Think about it. The CEO and the head of HR busted looking cozy on the kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. That's a direct hit to every professional code in the book. Astronomer's board of directors wasted no time. They demanded Byron's resignation immediately. From there, his career went into a free fall with no breaks. And it wasn't just the internet roasting him. The backlash hit his personal life hard. Family, neighbors, and people who'd known him for years were side-eyeing him in public. Some even aired their disgust openly to reporters. The Daily Mail spoke to locals who said not only had everyone seen the kiss cam video, but many thought it was downright gross. One fed-up neighbor snapped, "The family doesn't want to talk about it," before telling reporters to get out of the area. Bottom line, no one's on Andy Byron's side anymore, which means when Meghan cleans him out in divorce court, nobody will lose sleep over it. But just when it looked like the story was over, a plot twist blindsided everyone. Andy Byron is suing Coldplay. The lawsuit dropped like a bombshell, instantly sparking another round of online backlash. His claim that the kiss cam incident caused him emotional distress and was an invasion of privacy. And he's not just blaming the stadium cameras, he's pointing the finger directly at Coldplay's frontman, Chris Martin, saying Martin's cheeky onstage comments turned the fallout into a public execution. A source close to Andy Byron told Page 6 that he never consented to being filmed, let alone turned into a viral laughingstock. In his mind, Coldplay didn't just put him on the big screen, they turned him into a meme. His legal team, led by lawyer Cameron De La Shahi, also spoke to Page 6, floating the idea that Byron might have a case for defamation. But even De La Shahi admitted it would take a whole lot of legal creativity to make it stick. If you're thinking outside the box, the only real angle would be defamation tied to Chris Martin's cheeky comments hinting at an affair. But here's the catch. For that to hold up in court, Byron would have to prove there wasn't an affair. And let's be honest, after that kiss cam clip blew up online, that's going to be nearly impossible. Another attorney didn't mince words, calling it a classic case of damage control. At a massive public concert with stadium cameras and 70,000 people in attendance, they said, "Your expectation of privacy is basically zero." In their view, Byron is just trying to shift the blame. For him to win, he'd need to prove that Chris Martin knew, or should have known, he wasn't cheating, but made the statement anyway with malicious intent. According to the lawyer, none of those elements will be met. Any claim against Coldplay would be frivolous. And while the legal experts ripped his chances apart, the public's reaction was just as savage. Some folks think suing Coldplay is the only move he's got left. Others say it's pure desperation, a man grasping for any way to save face after losing everything. One person posted, "Good luck with that. Those stadiums have signs everywhere warning you that you'll be filmed. He's got no case." Another roasted him harder, writing, "Imagine being a grown man pushing 50, and instead of owning up to your mess, you're out here filing a pointless lawsuit over something that happened in public." And then there were the ones who didn't sugarcoat it, flat out calling Andy Byron the biggest loser ever. The internet piled on, with one brutal comment summing it up. Men will do anything but take accountability for their own actions. But this scandal wasn't just Byron's mess. People quickly turned their attention to Kristen Cabot, the so-called other woman. As the head of HR, getting caught all cozy with the CEO at a concert was the last position she should ever have been in. And just like Byron, the backlash hit her like a freight train. Turns out, while she was wrapped up in this public circus, her husband, privateer rum CEO Andrew Cabot, was thousands of miles away on a business trip in Japan. The kicker? Kristen and Andrew have only been married since 2022, after her divorce from her first husband. When the story broke, a family source suddenly popped up claiming Kristen and Andrew had been having marriage troubles for months and were already talking about separating. But here's the shady part. Just a month earlier, the same couple was telling everyone how in love they were. They even bought a $2.2 million mansion only 5 months before this scandal exploded. So to family and friends, the idea she was unhappy didn't exactly add up, making this alleged affair with Byron all the more baffling. Now the questions are flying. Will Kristen and Andrew's marriage survive, or is a divorce inevitable? And here's the wild card. Will Kristen actually join Byron in his lawsuit against Coldplay? Speaking of Coldplay, their reaction to the lawsuit was nothing like people expected. No panic, no damage control, no scrambling behind closed doors. Instead, they laughed, literally laughed, at the thought of being sued over a kiss cam moment. No official statements, no emergency meetings with lawyers, no deleted posts, just amusement at how absurd the whole thing was. And honestly, that might have been the smartest move they could make. Anything else would have just poured more gasoline on this already insane fire. So, what's next? Does Andy Byron somehow claw back a shred of dignity? Or does this saga end with him completely broken? One thing's for sure, there are plenty of people out there who would pay good money to watch every step of his downfall. And right now, the man who once thought he had the right friends and the right connections is sitting in silence, realizing none of them are coming to save him. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.